Hey, what's up guys? So today I will take you to After Effects basics, and as you can see, I've got my first comp for our park sequence with our models in the scene. They fit perfectly on the bench, they don't move, there is a contact shadow, there is a little bit of overlapping with the geometry in the foreground, so it looks pretty good. I think we will in the end improve it with some denoising to make it a little softer, but you got all those effects added also in After Effects like fog and lens flares. So I'll show you how to do it in a few very simple steps. So let's jump right into it, and I'll just create a new comp. So I'll create a new project and I'll just save the project. Right. Okay, and we'll call the project so green test. There we go. And I'll start importing the files needed to create a project. So I'll go first to my sequence 10, and I've got all the folders, which by the way is really helpful. So I'll need the alpha channel probably. And when I import the file, you'll see that I can check how many frames is this file imported with, so per second. So you go to right click, interpret footage, click main, and you'll see that this frame rate is 25. By default, it will be 30. And if you'd like to change that, you just go to preferences, import, and can change the frame rate per second while importing. So whenever you will import a file, it will load with 25 frames per second. Okay, so let's add also our RGB, and I'll just go with the original file, so I have no lens flare here. There we go. And I'll just drag and drop it here, so I have my file in my main comp. And I press 0 to load it to my cache. So now I can play it. And here you can display the resolution of your image. So you can go with full, you can go with half, and you can go with auto. So when I zoom in, you'll see that now it is full. When I zoom out, it is half. I want to keep it in full right now. And this is because I like this video to track. And what I mean is I like to analyze the camera position and movement so I can attach my 2D people from green screen to the 3D space. So to do that, I'll just create track camera. If you are unable to see this tab on the right side, you can go to window and select tracker. Okay, so select the file again and click track camera. It will take a couple of seconds for After Effects to analyze, so let's wait until it's done. Okay, so it is done, and now you can see a lot of colorful points, and those points will be attached to your scene. So that's pretty cool. And when you go to advanced settings of your 3D camera, in the effects tab, you'll see the average error is 0.09 pixels. So if it's below 1, it's decent. This is very decent, so I'm happy about it. And now I will select one of my points and create null and camera. So the null is like a placeholder object, and I will scale this up so you can see it. And now the null will hold to my sequence. So right now, I have all things ready to import my people and place them in 3D space. So I'll go ahead and click import, and I'll go to my Pro boot. Okay, I don't remember which one was it previously, but I'll take just this one. So I dragged and dropped this file. You can just move it around to have your piece of footage that you like to have in the shot, and scale it down. So I'll just go and scale it down. Just press shift to keep the correct proportions. And to remove the background, I'll just go ahead and take keying and use the key light plugin, which is inbuilt in After Effects right now. Screen color, I'll just pick with the background, And there you go. So I've got my people with removed background. Now, since they're not moving a lot, I'll just remove using the pen tool things that are not needed with a mask. And I need to clean a little bit the background here. So you can see it better, I'll just create a solid. You can press on the keyboard Ctrl Y. It's like a solid color. And I can see better that we have some things that we need to clean. Okay, so to do that, just rename it couple green. Yeah, you can work on the screen math and you can clip the white a little bit. There you go. And you can see Adrian on the left is getting a little bit transparent, so we'll clip as well the white a little bit. So, and now what we can also do is we can add keying and a key cleaner. So it's just going to soften a little bit our edges quite a bit. And we got some imperfections, but I think it shouldn't be a problem for now. So I'll remove my solids. You can see the people here, and to position them correctly in my 3D space, I need to check the layer to be a 3D layer. So now my layer has all the autos, like in 3ds Max, for example, and you can move it or rotate it in 3D space, which is pretty cool, right? So now I need to take the position from my null object, which is attached to the camera. I mean, it is positioned in the 3D space to my camera. I'll just copy that, click on it, Ctrl C, and Ctrl V on my couple. So now the couple is positioned correctly, it's just small. So you can press S for scale it up. And now you can see the anchor point is a little bit in a weird position. So I'd like to change that, so it's probably somewhere on the feet. There you go. Anchor point changed. And now basically I can adjust the scale. Adjust the scale and position, so these guys will fit perfectly to my scene. Not sure if this is the right scale. Kinda I'm improvising a little bit here. Maybe a 3D dummy for scale would be good. So, but I think it's good enough. So what I would like to do also right now is to cut those branches, and I could use a mask, but for the sake of the tutorial and actually for my final comp, I don't look for the proper mask. So just go ahead and take that mask, call it subtract, and I could animate my mask using mask path. But I guess it looks pretty decent as it is right now. So it's just obscuring a little bit the shoe and placing my couple in a better position. Right, so I could also add a shadow quickly underneath Ola. And to do that, I'll make it a 3D object, like a 3D layer, and take also the position from my null object, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and I can see that I have my solid here like a plane, and I can just move it around, right? So I can rotate it, maybe, whoa, it's tricky, like so, and just move it to the side. Yeah. There you go. So I've got a little bit of shadow, and I like to be this a little bit more round, so I'll create a mask on top of it. Adjust it here. Yeah. And I'll just add a little bit of feather to the edges so it's a little bit more soft. So you can see it's softer. Change the transparency, lower, And yeah, that looks pretty good. So now I can also add some color adjustments to my couples so they're a little bit too bright and saturated. So I go down maybe with saturation and brightness a little bit. I think they are too red, so just go down and take the reds. There you go. Maybe add some green. Yeah. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And now when I play this along, you'll be able to see that it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. So there's a lot of things I've done here also to do post-production. In my combo, you can see it works pretty much as a Photoshop with layers, so it's nice and easy. And you can create a lot of cool stuff using lens flares. So I'll just call it optical flares. And this is a third-party plugin from Andrew Kramer. And there's a lot of old tutorials, but they are really gold, and whatever you will let here, it will be probably good enough for architecture. So, you know, just going back, I'll just show you a quick feature from this plugin. So we can change some presets from our lens plates like so. But the cool thing about it is, like, you can go to screen mode. So it's over the top of your image and find like sort of centered position, right? You can move it around and change the scale and stuff. But the cool thing is that when you have an alpha channel, I just drag it on the top here. Okay, so when you have an alpha channel, you can actually adjust the foreground layer. So whatever comes from alpha channel in front of your flat, it will be blocked. And you can add multiple layers. But let me show you how this works. So I just go from the source layer to choose my alpha channel, and I'll go from sample method to Luma. When it's on my screen, it's visible. It's behind the trees, it's invisible. So it's pretty cool. And you can add also some flicker. So for example, it will just shimmer a little bit as we play along. You can see here. Okay, cool. So I think that's pretty good. Let's just add a couple of adjustment layers with some cuts, right? And we could also add depth of field and fog, how I did it previously in my previous original comp. But this is just to get you started. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, and this will make you more open maybe to start your adventure with After Effects.